Hello everyone and welcome to my home and away news. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Drew and Willow learn of each other's misdoings on July 23 General Hospital. Drew and Willow have both learned some shocking information about each other on the July 23, 2025 episode of General Hospital. But will their misdoings tear them apart or only bring them closer? After Willow, Caitlin McMullen hand-delivered an invitation to her wedding to Portia. Brooke Care, the chief of staff, took the opportunity to try one last time to get through to Willow. Her attempt at opening her eyes to Drew, Cameron Matheson, was to finally tell her that Drew has been blackmailing her, this time into tampering with Michael's Rory Gibson test results to make it appear like he has an opioid addiction. Well, that bit of information should come as a shock to most people. Willow's immediate reaction was to ask why Portia would make up such a thing about Drew. Refusing to believe her, Willow continued blaming Michael for the chain of events that have occurred before leaving Portia's office. Meanwhile, Nina, Cynthia Watros, popped over to Drew's and accused him of being Daisy's kidnapper. He assured her that he had nothing to do with what's gone on with Daisy and Sasha, Sophia Matson. But Nina suggested the only person who could have gotten away with the threats is someone who could sneak into the Quartermain grounds. When Willow got home from work, Drew thought back to everything Nina said and decided to ask his bride-to-be what she did on the 4th of July while he was away in D.C. She spun a tale about falling asleep and being late for drinks with Nina as Drew began wondering if Willow was behind Daisy's short-lived kidnapping. Port Charles has seen its fair share of bombshells, betrayals, and broken hearts, but nothing quite prepares us for the emotional detonation that's about to rock the lives of Drew Kane and Willow Corinthos. These two, once bonded by mutual respect and a shared desire for peace in the wake of Nina's scheming, are about to learn the hard way that even the purest intentions can lead to devastating consequences. It all starts with a misplaced file in the Quartermain mansion, an innocuous detail that changes everything. A shocking discovery. Drew, back in his groove at Aurora Media, had been working late nights and juggling meetings when he stumbled across an internal memo that had nothing to do with business. It was hidden in a folder misfiled under HR Confidential, a transcript of an email exchange between Willow and Nina. Drew's heart stopped as he read Willow's admission that she had been secretly meeting with Nina long before the truth came out, all in an effort to heal the family without telling him or Michael. Worse still, it revealed that Willow had tried to persuade Nina to stop pushing charges against Carly and Drew, not out of justice, but to protect her own conscience and keep her mother close. Drew's eyes darkened as the realization set in. Willow had known. She had known about Nina's involvement in his SEC nightmare, and she had done nothing. Fury and heartbreak churned in Drew's chest. He thought back to the moments Willow had comforted him, telling him to let go of his anger. Now it all felt like manipulation. But before Drew could confront Willow, fate intervened in the most ironic way possible. Willow's turn to face the truth. At the same time, Willow, trying to put the past behind her, decided to visit Carly at Kelly's. But when Carly was called away to a kitchen emergency, Willow waited in the back booth and overheard a conversation that made her blood run cold. Drew, speaking to a trusted colleague on the phone, was casually but unmistakably referring to his recent slip-up with Willow, a moment of passion, a kiss that had grown into something more in the midst of emotional confusion. It had happened weeks ago, during a late-night brainstorming session at Aurora, when Willow had dropped off Michael's tablet. In the heat of Drew's despair and Willow's own guilt and gratitude, they had crossed a line neither had dared speak of again. Now, hearing Drew recount it, however regretfully, Willow's heart sank. So much for a mistake. He had confided in others, while she buried the memory deep. And it wasn't just that moment. As Drew's conversation continued, Willow realized he'd been emotionally distant because of her. Because he still blamed her, despite pretending otherwise. The next morning, at the Quartermain estate, the truth finally boiled over. Drew found Willow on the terrace, visibly tense and distant. She didn't wait for him to speak. "I heard you," she said flatly, staring out over the garden. "At Kelly's, you told someone about that night. You said it was a mistake." Drew, startled, swallowed hard. It was a mistake. We both agreed not to speak of it. "But you did," Willow interrupted, her voice trembling. "You told people. And you judged me, Drew. I read what you found. The emails. You think I betrayed you. Didn't you?" Drew asked, unable to keep the bitterness from his voice. "You were trying to protect Nina. Not me. Not Carly. You knew what she did. And you said nothing." "I was trying to protect my children," Willow said, tears now welling in her eyes. "I wanted peace. I wanted to believe my mother wasn't capable of destroying everything. But I was wrong, and I've paid for that every day since." "So have I," Drew replied, voice low. "I went to prison, Willow. I nearly lost everything. Because Nina wanted revenge, and you gave her the benefit of the doubt. And what about what you did?" Willow shot back, fury igniting in her. "You used me as an emotional crutch when you were angry at Carly. You let things go too far. And then you blamed me for it, for being there, for caring." A long silence stretched between them. A love lost. In that moment, both realized that trust, once fractured, is hard to restore. They weren't lovers. They weren't family. But they had formed something fragile in the wreckage of their respective lives. And now it lay shattered at their feet. Willow turned away, arms crossed tightly over her chest. Maybe Michael was right. Maybe I was wrong to believe we could all come out of this hole. Drew stepped forward but didn't touch her. "You're not a bad person, Willow. But maybe we bring out the worst in each other now." Tears slid silently down her cheeks. Neither said goodbye. They didn't have to. The fallout, word of the confrontation, spreads fast. Carly hears about it from Jocelyn and rushes to Drew, demanding answers. Michael finds Willow at the gatehouse and demands to know how far things went between her and Drew. In typical Port Charles fashion, everyone has an opinion, and no one is shy about taking sides. Christina, unexpectedly, supports Willow. "You tried to do the right thing," she says, "even if it blew up in your face." Jason, newly returned and keeping a low profile, gives Drew a hard truth. "You're not the man you used to be. Figure out who you are now, before you lose more than just your pride." And Nina, she watches from the shadows, devastated that her daughter's life is crumbling, all because of her. What comes next? For now, Drew and Willow are on separate paths. Drew throwing himself into work, Willow retreating into motherhood and reflection. But this is General Hospital, and no door stays closed for long. Regret has a way of sneaking in through cracks, and love, even misguided, leaves echoes that never truly fade. The question isn't whether Drew and Willow will forgive each other. It's whether they'll ever forgive themselves. And as Sonny's war with Ava and Christina escalates, and Jason continues navigating his dangerous return, one thing is clear. In Port Charles, secrets never stay buried, and the price of truth is always heartbreak.